it's June, your tarot queen, your mouth of the South. I wanted to let everybody know that I'm live again. So I hope everybody can tune in. Um, if you're on here and you want to ask me a question, please feel free to do so. I will try to answer them as quickly and in order as I can. I have until about 4:30, so let's get started. Is anybody out there? Does anybody want to talk? I see some energy floating around in the room in here. I've got my hair up today. It's just a hair up day. What can I say? It's a little cold outside though for me to be putting my hair up. But anyway, I'm going to be using a Revelations tarot deck. It's a thinner tarot deck. It's easier to shuffle, and I really like it. I'm also wearing a lot of turquoise. It's my birthstone, being the Sag that I am. So I'm also got my sun-kissed, which, as you can tell, I've already been drinking on it some, and the ice is about to melt. So, I talked the other day about true IDs and what that you really need to get it. And sometimes it's a lot. So prepare yourself. Hi, Eleanor. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. You are my hero, I do believe. She is going to be doing a quilt for a giveaway when I reach 10,000 subscribers. So I'm super excited about that. And if you have liked and subscribed to my channel, please check and make sure that you are still subscribed to my channel and that you like and hit the buttons. Hello, Erin. I hope you're doing well. And if anybody has a question, feel free to shout it out. I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can see a little better. Wow, there I am. Anyway, hi, Lord Gloom. Would you rather teleport or time travel? I think I'd rather teleport. I've been a lot of places. Hi, Andrew. I've had a lot of lifetimes, I think. So I'd rather not time travel. I'd rather. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Erin. I wish I spoke different languages, but I don't, and I'm sorry about that. So, I hope grandma means a good thing. I am a grandma, actually. Hi, Kamel. Ooh, how are you? Hope you're doing well. You're from Indonesia. Wow, okay. Well, thanks for joining us here in America, in the deep south, if you will. I know we're not like too many places anymore, but what can we say? So that's cool. I'm glad that you can tune in. Does anybody have a question or anything they'd like to ask? Here in America, things are different than they used to be. I feel like I want to move to Canada or England or Ireland or somewhere. They just have to have sun-kissed. That's all I ask. Just sun-kissed. And Kevin. They have to be able to take him too. So, I'm just going to play around with the cards until somebody has a question they want to ask. I'm excited to see the steps of the how am I am doing well, Kamel. I have my moments, as we all do. But, I'm doing well. It's just me and Kevin today. So, it's kind of like our day, but he sleeps most of the day. So he gets up around 6-ish, 6, 7-ish. And then we usually just hang out, watch TV or talk or sometimes play games. And I'm wearing my little Buffalo Bill earrings in the summer. Um, in the summer, I will, or winter months more than summer months. It starts in July, but I'll be watching a lot of football games. So Sundays will be definitely taken up with Kevin and myself in football. Bills, go Bills. Um, well, I hope that you do subscribe to me. Thank you. I am from America, Tennessee, Kamala. Um, I, Deep South, big red state. Yes, I'm a blue speck as I'm representing blue today in all ways possible. And orange, of course, because, Tennessee. Vows, go Vows. Well, I like you too. I like everyone. I like everyone. And thank you for subscribing and liking my channel. And I hope that you like my content. And if anybody has a question, please feel free to ask it. That's one of the reasons I do these lives, is to help inform people and talk to people and get, some guidance, if you will, or a little bit of nuggets of wisdom. Um, I still don't know how to do this monitoring thing, and I wish I did, because I would be putting Eleanor on there. Community moderator. Let's see if that works. Then let's see. Uh, that's not working. Oh, well, no. Oh, well, I still don't know how to do it. One of these days I'll figure it out. Okay, let's talk about zodiacs. Let's do that. There are 12. They wanted to say there was 13 with that planet, not planet, planet, not planet. But, call me old school. I do believe in the 12 zodiacs, okay? And we'll start with 1st of January is a Capricorn. End of December, 1st of January is a Capricorn. So Capricorn people, I love Capricorn people. They are so cool. Oh, you're a Virgo. You're a Virgo. Wow. Virgos and Sagittarius aren't supposed to get along, but I do get along with Virgos very well. Actually, one of my best friend's husbands, he is a paraplegic. He was shot in Vietnam, and it severed his spine, so he could never walk again. Where Kevin's is only pinched. So hopefully we've got hope that eventually he'll be able to help me pick up sticks around here and do some stick therapy. But Virgos are very smart. You're very studious. And if a Virgo is around, they listen. They listen. They are very good listeners, Virgos are. So if you don't want something said around a Virgo and you don't want them to remember, don't say it, because they listen. They sit back and they watch and they listen and they pay attention. So Virgos are great listeners. So if you ever need to talk to somebody, a Virgo is a good one to talk to, because they definitely listen to hear what you have to say. So I like that about Virgos. Are you a Sag too, Camille? Sagittarius is our, let's see there. Virgo is August, yes, 23rd to September 22nd. My dad, he is a Libra, which was on the cusp of Virgo, and um, Libra. So, and you're from India. Good. Wow, we got international going on up in here. It's got to be good. Uh, I've never been to India. I would love to go. I've I've done some tarot parties for some people from India, and it was fun. They made some great water. It had cucumber and peppermint in it, and it was just the most refreshing water ever. It was just so refreshing, that water was. But anyway, Sagittarius people, I'm going to talk about me for a minute. Uh, we can be really risky. And my husband and I are both Sages. He's born on a cusp between Sag and Capricorn. So he's a little bit more down to earth. And he keeps me down here where I'm supposed to be instead of all over the place. So he keeps me grounded a little bit, which is awesome. But yet he can be all over the place too. So that keeps me entertained. And he's so smart. Uh, Andrea, when birthday? I don't know. I think he said he was a Virgo. September 2nd. Yeah, Virgo. Um, I I like Virgos. I do, even though I'm not supposed to, but I do. Of course, I like everybody, but what can I say? So Sagittariuses can be very risky. We're forever students. We're constantly trying to learn something. We're intuitive. We're wise because we know a little bit about everything, enough to be dangerous, I guess. Um, so Sagittariuses can be very risky. We'll jump off the cliff and build our wings on the way down and hope for the best. We usually don't hit the ground, as my friend says. She says you never hit the ground. So anyway, that's a good thing. And then we're going to go on to the next one, from Capricorn to so January to February, and I believe it cuts off around the 22nd or the 21st or the 20th or 21st, I think. It is an Aquarius. An Aquarius type of people are very charming. I mean, they can charm anybody into doing anything when they set their mind to it. So it's like you're like Kanda. I don't know what Kanda is. A snake? I don't know. I don't know what Kanda is. I'm sorry. Kamla, I don't know what that is. But we can talk about Aquariuses. They are very charming. They're very good with creatively making money. They're very, like I said, charming is if I had to have it in one word, I would say charming. Most Aquarians are very, very, very charming, and they know what they're talking about. They know what you want. So I think that they tend to tell you what you want to hear. And people fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. Normally Scorpios don't, but I've known some Aquarians that have fooled some Scorpios too. And we're all intuitive. Everybody is. So don't think that one sign is more important than the other, or more intuitive than the other. Like Scorpios, I do believe, are one of the most intuitive in all areas of their being. They are very intuitive. The thing with the Scorpio, and Scorpios are end of October, early November. So and I do believe, honestly, I believe there's a difference if you are, like, say, a December Sagittarius versus a November Sagittarius. I believe there's a difference. There's a difference between a male and a female also in your zodiac signs. And I love Scorpios. My daughter Harmony was a Scorpio. I absolutely adored her. She was so intuitive from the time she was born, I believe. She scared the bejeebies out of her babysitter one time. But that's a whole nother story there. Telling her that things that she shouldn't have possibly known, but she did. So, and everybody is intuitive. It's just learning to listen and not being snuffed out, you know. Well, now you do. Now you know some people in America. You know me and Eleanor. Uh, you know, I don't know. You want to have relatives in America? Is that possible? I I don't know. It could be. Do you want me to ask the cards that? I guess you could have. I don't know. I hope I well. I don't know. I don't know if you want to right now. To be honest, America is not what it used to be. It is not. Uh, the same home of the free, home of the brave, home of the proud. It is not the same. We have allowed, uh, with a lack of a better word, a dictator into our White House. And we are trying hard to get it out. Excuse me. It kind of makes me sick to even think about it. I mean, I was talking about Scorpios and I jumped kind of a few ahead of that. Um, and then you got February, July, March, early or late February, early March, I do believe is an Aquarian, or Aries, not Aquarian. Aquarian's February, March. Aquarius people are very, they're family oriented, but they also have a lot of really good ideals. And they're also very squirrelish. They're like, ooh, that's shiny. Ooh, that's shiny. And they go down to a lot of, hi, Gina. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you are so well. I'm glad you're on. Again, if anybody has any questions they want me to ask the cards, let me know because I'm just rambling. But yeah, I like the India culture as well. I think it's fascinating and interesting. Um, I've never, like I said, I've never been, and I don't, know what's what with it, but I find it very interesting. I like their food too. They have some good food. Um, but I have been to Canada. That is the only foreign country I've ever been to, and it's been Windsor and I think Ontario when I just went over the border in Buffalo. I think it's Ontario, but I'm not sure. So I think the other person we were talking to on here, hi, One Short Life. Hi, hope you're doing well. I I think we were talking to a different person that was from India. I think it was Camille, Kamal, Camille, Kaml, Kamal. I don't know how to say it, But anyway, I am jumping around like a rabbit, like an aquarium. No, not aquarium. Aries person. Whoop, squirrel. So yeah, I'm going down some rabbit holes, but that's the way Aries type of people are. They are family oriented, but they're also self-absorbed a little bit. They can be, oh, it's, I've got to take care of me first. It's all about me. You would think Donald Trump would have been an Aquarian, but he's not. He's a Gemini. Believe it or not, June 14th. That's one of my ex's birthday. Can you believe it? He was born in my name. I just makes me want to change my name, go by my middle name or something. You know, because he is, whew, I just don't know. You know, I just don't know. But Aquarian, or I'm stuck on Aquariuses for some reason. Is there an Aquarian out there that needs a reading or something? Why am I stuck on Aquariuses? They're charming. They're great. They're good people most of the time. You just got to pay attention to what they do, not what they say. Because they can paint a pretty picture. They sure can. And people will fall for it. But anyway, Aries. So they chase a lot of squirrels. They are a little self-absorbed. Aries are, and they're the end of February, early March. Um, how can I contact you at Eleanor, Miss June? You can send me an email if you need to contact me at June and Holly. I'll put the description down. I also put Eleanor's YouTube channel on here because she's going to be showing this quote, which is absolutely, I know it's going to be amazing because I have looked at some of the quotes that she has made off of her channel, and wow, what talent. And it takes so much work. I don't know how she does it. I don't know where she finds the time. You know, I try to work on my curtain over here every now and again. I still haven't done it, and it's just tying knots, you know what I'm saying? So I cranked out a hanging pot in no time, but I just, I got to be in a mood, I guess, to do something. Uh, Aquariuses are, they are charming. And, I like Gina. You're very charming. You're a setter. You really are. So keep on being you. And everybody, remember, everybody is intuitive. And I was talking a little bit about this when I was talking about Scorpios, because a lot of times you have rising moon, uh, your birth sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, stuff like that. And there was some energy. I don't know if you guys just saw that orb float by, but I think it maybe won't want me to talk about this. I know, again, I'm a Sag. I know enough to be dangerous. I know that you have a moon sign, you have a rising sign, and you have a sun sign. So you normally, people have 3 different signs incorporated into one soul in a body. So a lot of times I just say I'm a true Sagittarius because nobody knows what time I was born. It's not on my birth certificate. And most of my family is gone now, but I was a twin. So my twin died at the 8th month of pregnancy, unfortunately, and she had to stay in the hospital at that time in order to have me. Obviously, we were not identical, or we would both not be here, I guess. So, or both be here. Cup half full, cup half empty. I don't know. Anyway, we're still talking about horoscopes. So, um, let's see, left off at Aries, April, and April, May. That's the end of April, 1st of May will be a Taurus. That's a Taurus type of person. Taurus can be very stubborn, bullheaded, but once they see the point, then they'll stick to that point. You know, they're like, you have to convince a Taurus. You really do. If you have some documentation or something, it's like they make good lawyers. You know, they like to argue. That's all I can say. I mean, I like them. I love everyone. So I think that they just tend to be a little bit stubborn for me. I like, come on, do we really have to, stand our ground on this? I don't know. Tourists can be hard. But you can grab the tourist by the horns and whip them into shape. You can definitely convince. You have to convince a tourist. Um, Ooh, I am sorry. You are up late. I am sorry. Hopefully, we will be able to talk to you again, and definitely email me. Um, I'll be happy to hear from you. I am going to change my email eventually when I find an easy to spell, kind of cool name. Maybe it should just be SPELL at yahoo.com. Maybe it should be that. Bye, and I hope you really get a good night's sleep, please. Or try. But okay, we were talking about Taurus. I'm just trying to go down to the line. I know I jumped to Scorpio because, I like Scorpios and Capricorns and Cancers. I love Cancers. And I love, love, love them. Some of my best friends in the whole world are Cancers. And the majority of them are July Cancers. I have one really good June Cancer. But anyway, so last of April, 1st of May is a Taurus. Like I said, Taurus can be hard, but they're easy to love too. If you're on the same page, on the same floor with them, they're great. They're pretty awesome. Then you go from the end of May to the 1st of June, and you have a Gemini. And they say that Gemini is the most hated sign in the zodiac. I don't find that to be true, except for within our president. But if you want to call him that, our dictator, our wannabe dictator, our wannabe king, whoever he is, that's Gemini rolling around in the White House. Anyways, so Geminis are two different people in one body. They really are. And it's like 1 second, they're like the coolest, funnest person in the world, as this person in the White House shows a perfect example of a Gemini. Tariffs are on, tariffs are off. Tariffs are postponed, tariffs are on. This much is on this one, this much is on this one is postponed. This one is, for 90 days, so he can't make up his mind. He fights with himself. I bet he stands in the mirror and is like, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. I can see that. And that's a perfect example of a Gemini. And it's because they have two faces to them. They have literally two different personalities. They talk about twins, being the same but yet different. That's the way a Gemini is. And they can be like so quick to change. So quick. It's like, who, who am I talking to? Wait, where'd the other person go? I was just talking to somebody. It was really cool. And I was really interested in what they were saying, but I don't know who you are. Where'd you come from? So, you know, Geminis, bless them, they fight within themselves, bless their heart. They fight within themselves. So we got to cut them some slack. But my first husband, Harmony's dad, was a Gemini for real. And, it was my bad. I just couldn't keep up with the swings, I guess. I was like, whew, okay, I got to go. So then you get into June, early July, and you have what is my favorite? Cancers. I love cancers. When I forgot about Leo's in there. Leo's is August. They're early August. No, I didn't. I didn't get there yet. Sorry. Chasing squirrels. You would think I have a Aries rising, but no, I'm just a Sag. So I love cancers. Cancers are like one of my favorite people. I mean, once you're in their shell, they can be kind of stalkerish, male, or, some females too, I guess. But once they love you, and it's hard to get out of a Cancer shell. It really is. And I used to say all the time, I love the friends I've gathered together on this thin raft in the name of Jim Morrison, or quote from Jim Morrison. And you know what? I can kick people off that raft. And once I do, you can't get back on. That's not so much with a Cancer. Cancers are very protective of those they love, and it's hard. You might be pushed in the back corner of the shell, and once they clean out that shell, I'd say you're gone, but I don't know. I think they just kind of hold on to a piece of you. They may have a toenail or a toe or something, but they love. And when they love with everything that they are. They stick up for people. They'll tell you when you're wrong, but they won't tell you when you're wrong in public. They will take you aside and say, hey, that was kind of messed up. Shouldn't do that. Or I wouldn't do that if I were you. Type of thing. Cancers are very loyal, honest, beautiful people. I love Cancers. I really do. Some of my best friends are Cancers. And then brings me up to supposed to be my best friend is supposed to be a Leo. I don't know. Leos are type of people. Eleanor, I think we talked about this a little earlier. I sent you an email, and I kind of thought you were a Cancer. I really did. If you'll notice, it was first on my list. So anyway, Cancers are awesome. I love Cancers. But as I was talking about, Leos are the next. They're end of July. 1st of August. My granddaughter is Leo. I love her dearly. They're supposed to be my mate, but my Sagittarius husband is my mate. Sorry about my hair, guys. It was just falling, so I had to fix it. So, I like Leos. They're so confident. They fake it till they make it type of thing. And, I love it the way they flip their hair and they're like, I've got this. I got it. I can do it. Sometimes they exaggerate. Um, they exaggerate or make something bigger than it is. You know, we all have bad sides. We all have parts of our zodiac that we wish we didn't have. Like I wish I was more organized. But you know, you can only work at what you can work at. And sometimes those things that within your sign, it's really harder. But Leos are very strong. They're very strong willed, determined, strong, honest, fair people. Of course, Sagittarius are brutally honest. Leos tend to be a little bit kinder with their honesty, but Leos are very loyal, and they're one of these people that, um, if they're not wanting to be with you or they're not wanting to be around you, they'll kind of tell you. They're not going to beat around the bush. If you ask them, they're going to say, "Yeah, I don't like you. Sorry, sorry about your luck. I know what my opinion of you is none of your business, but hey, you asked, so I told you." So Leos fake it till they make it. They really do, and I like that about Leos. I I know a lot of them. My friend Kim that did that improv with me, she's a Leo, and I love her dearly. And she's one of the strongest women I know. And I know that they can be, strong. I have seen them, pull their bootstraps up and dig ditches with the rest of them. They are strong, and not just strong as physically strong, but they are mentally strong. They are mentally stable. And I love Leos. I do. I love everybody, but everybody knows that. Um, yes, tarot cards, you have your court cards. And within the court cards, there are zodiac signs. Like, for instance, what's the next one? We're going to Leo. Um, End of July, it's July, August, September, that goes into Virgo, which we talked a little bit about Virgos earlier. So that would be a Virgo is the Queen of Swords, I do believe. I get Virgo and Scorpio mixed up, and I shouldn't, but I do sometimes. And the Queen of Cups is Scorpio, but it the king, the queen, and the page are your zodiac signs. So depending on whether it falls in a pentacle or cup, um, a wand or a sword, will tell you which sign it is. And that's why I mention it. And sometimes we have a little bit, because we have the moon and the sun rising or whatever, moon card, sun card, and rising card in ourselves. So we can be a mixture of different people. So just because I say it's a Scorpio or Cancer type of person, depending, King of Cups is Cancer for you, Eleanor, just in case you're wondering. So you know, I just believe that in the cards, the only court card, because in your tarot deck you have court cards. You have minors, which court cards are part of the minor, and then you have majors. Now the minors include the court cards, which has the king, the queen, and the page. Those are your horoscope or your zodiac signs, depending on what suit they go into. Your regular poker deck was actually divined from the tarot deck, believe it or not. So you can read regular playing cards. I don't think they're as accurate because you don't have your major. Your minors are everyday influences, people, places, things. Your majors are signify major events or major things within yourself that you need to either fix or pay attention to. So, and I try to when I teach a class, I try to um, do things that are uh, let's see, I try to do things that are uh, previent. That's why I always say it's a major, or it's a minor, or this is a this type of person, this is a that type of person. Now, in your court cards, I got off subject. In your court cards, you have 4 court cards. Really, there's only 3 zodiac court cards. The knight, which would represent your jack, I guess, or page in your poker deck. Anyway, the knight is an action card. They're normally always depicted upon a horse or moving. They're going somewhere. It's an action card. That's how you can tell it's an action card. It's a court card still yet, but it's an action card. It is not a zodiac card. So it maybe take action against something of that nature. And Aquarians, the Aquarian card in the deck is the King of Pentacles. That's the Aquarian card in the deck, Gina. So if were curious, that's what it is. So yeah, hers is an Aquarian. Her card would be the King of Pentacles. Mine is a page of wands, and I always find it funny when the tarot twins will pull the page of wands, and I'm like thinking, that's a sad. They are pretty risky, so yeah, okay. So I always find it funny when they pull that and they're like, "Oh, it's a risk." They're taking action, and I'm like, "Ooh, the risky, taking a big risk," and sometimes uncalculated. Most of the times it's uncalculated. But does anybody else want to know what their card is? Now, you also have a major Arcana card associated with you as well. Now, those I kind of need the date for, like what year you were born. I will know the month or the day you were born, but the year, because you go down. Because my major Arcana card is Temperance, and I'm like, really? People don't hear me. How can I be Temperance? But other Sagittariuses I know have like the Magician. They have everything they need. And I'm like, I get Temperance? What? Really? So, yeah. I have studied tarot. I have been a tarot. I have been reading since I was 19 years old. I first picked it up when I was 19. My daughter was a baby, and so I have found it a fascinating adventure that I took a long time ago. And I've read and I've studied tarot. So I really do know tarot from the beginnings to the end, and I love it. It's like my passion. It's like it's not just a gift. It's what I love to do. If I could just read cards all day long, ah man, it wouldn't feel like work at all. And I wouldn't stop. I mean, I have literally did a festival one time and I was only charging a little bit for a 4-card spread. It was called a situational spread. And I'm telling you, I did like almost 24 readings, and I started early in the morning and I did not stop until late that night. It was like everything was closing down and I was so tired, but I still wanted to keep going. But that's only because I love it. It's like I love it as much as I love the Buffalo Bills, and that's a lot. That's a lot. and I love it as much as I love Kevin, and that's a lot. So, I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, yes, I love it. Well, when I'm shuffling cards, some people will call it like a misshuffle or a fupa or oops things. But again, I don't believe in coincidences. And I ask universe for guidance. I ask the universe to tell me what it is I need to tell somebody when I'm doing my recordings, and I ask universe to tell me what I need to tell this person who may be able to catch my live or my video, not just live, but and I will ask universe to give me guidance. And when I pull cards in this scenario, in a live situation, they will fall out. They will fall out, and or one will stick out. And sometimes when I do this last card thing, some of them will breathe. They'll actually come up off the table on their own, and it's like I know that that's what it's wanting me to pick. That's a card it's wanting me to pull over. And some people see it too. They see the card itself move or breathe or fall out. And sometimes it is just, I guess a coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences. So for me, when they fall out, especially if they fall out on the right side up, I think that is an indicator for me that that might be for another person, or it might be for that person, and I'll ask universe for clarification, and it gives it to me, and it comes, I don't know how it comes, but it just comes out of my mouth. It's like, yep, that's a card. Yep, that's a card. That's a card. That's a card. So that's how I do that, especially when somebody isn't here to shuffle for their self. Like if I'm doing a consultation over the phone, and I will have them pick a deck. I'll put a bunch of decks out on the table, and scan my camera around and let them pick out a deck, and then they can tell me which one they want, and then I'll shuffle in front of them. And one flies out, of course, I'll tell them what it means. But normally I shuffle it until they tell me to stop, and then I'll ask them if they want me to cut it and whatever, and they'll say yes or no, and then we'll just proceed with whatever reading they're getting. Um, I do, I do a couple of different spreads. Three of them I have developed myself. The one that the majority of people get the basic Celtic cross reading. And, I, like I said, I've taught this, I have studied this, so I have developed some of my own spreads, which is one is a situational spread, which is only 4 cards. And then there's your Celtic Cross. I did not develop that one. That one is your basic one that you'll see in the movies, or you'll see most people do. And then I have what I call the big throw, which is it answers specific questions. And, it takes about an hour, a good hour. And then I do the 111 throw because I love the number 111. It's an intuitive number, and it's my daughter's birthday, my second daughter. Anyway, um, so I love it. So it's $111, obviously. But I use 3 different decks, and there's decks called Before Tarot, Tarot, and After Tarot. So it shows you how you have progressed or degressed within yourself. So that one I don't get a whole lot of because it is very time consuming, but it's 3 specific decks that I use. So you don't really get to choose. Well, you can choose your tarot, but you can't choose the before tarot or after tarot. So, you just can. Would I do a situational for all 5 viewers here today? Um, hmm. do I remember who they are? And one of them didn't speak English, if I remember correctly. So I don't know if they'd understand, but I can do one for you and Gina. Can I do them all at once? Um, I don't think so. I mean, I haven't tried that, but normally it'll hit one person. It'll hit one person. It won't, some it won't resonate with, and some it will. Like, people tell me, like, when they've come in and hey, can I bring my friend or my husband or my wife or whatever? And I'm like, yeah. And I don't care because I'm not getting their energy. I'm getting your energy because you're shuffling the cards. You know what I'm saying? When they're here in person. So I don't care if they bring anybody else because I'm not really picking up on their energy unless I'm reading for them. And so let me just try to do one for Gina and you, Eleanor, today. See what we got. We're just going to do a situational. So, and we're using Revelations deck, which is really kind of a cool deck. It kind of looks like a spider on the, or hourglass, either one. On the, I just thought I heard something hit the floor here. I guess I didn't. I guess it's just me creaking in my chair. Anyway, so we'll start with Gina. I hope you're still on, Gina. So if you're on, Gina, you tell me when to stop, okay? Because this is your situation. If you're not, I will stop for you when I feel like it. I guess. Or when the universe tells me to. Because in my mind, I'm asking the universe to tell me a situation for Gina right now. Gina, you still there? Oh, you want me to stop? Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. And I usually pull from the top when I'm doing a reading or a situational reading, unless for some reason I pull from the bottom. Like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. And I don't always necessarily pull them the same way. Like this one, I'm doing this. So the situation would be staying focused. You're trying very hard to stay focused. That's your situation right now. Sometimes it's hard. It's hard to stay focused, and I usually just put them in a straight line. So I know that it's hard sometimes to stay focused. And the star, this is a major arcana. If you were here, I'd be like, yeah, you're pretty focused. You're too focused almost. But sometimes you got a lot going on, and there's a lot, clicking in here. So you have a hard time focusing right at this particular juncture. What's working against you on this particular thing is that Virgo type of temperament. Don't listen. You don't listen very well. And that's working against you right now. This is a major. And if you'd sit back, just sit back, pay attention and listen. Listen to what's being said around you or with you or on TV or whatever. You got to listen. And you got to listen not only with your ears, but your intuition also. What's working for you is that, you know what? This is also a major arcana card, which I really like. And this reminds me of like being carefree. Like whatever, I'm throwing caution to the wind. Here we go. If I fall off the cliff, I hope I have a sage that knows how to build wings on the way down. But anyway, it's working for you. So your major arcanas, like I said, are major. The minors are everyday influences. Don't worry about that too much. This overrides that. So this, if you can be a little bit more carefree and not trying to focus on those, everything. You got a lot of irons in the fire. Take some out. Worry about them later. And just be a little carefree with yourself and give yourself a break. You know, you're one person. It's hard to do everything. I'm telling you. It's hard to do everything, Gina. For real. It is. And then these are 3 cards. So you have your situation, which was a major arcana about focus. You have the Queen of Swords, which is a Virgo type of person, which, remember, I was talking about Virgos and I talked about how they listen and they pay attention. You're not doing that as well as you could. And you're trying very hard to live a carefree life and be you. Just be you. And don't worry about everything. You can't fix the tornado in Kansas, you know. Well, maybe you're not listening to your mama then. And sometimes you need to listen to your mama. Sometimes you don't, but sometimes you do. Sometimes moms have really good advice. And the 4th card on this situational spread would be what you need to do about it. Okay? And you have the 3 of Cups. So what you need to do about this to get you more in focus and to give you the life that you want to live is pick your friends, go out, have a good time, enjoy yourself. Life is for living, not existing. So get out there, make yourself known, and live. Don't exist, live. That's what you need to do about this. You need to put those irons out of the fire for a little bit. Go out there and just have a good time. Get some friends, get together. I don't care if you're playing board games. I don't care if you're just watching TV. But do something with some people that you enjoy and have fun. I can't wait till I can do that big O festival with all the screens and everybody can be asking questions and talking to each other and we can all be in the same place but yet not. Wouldn't that be exciting? I can't wait to do that. So that was a situational spread, and there you go, Gina. And maybe you need to try to hear what your mom is saying. If you can use it, great. If you can't, circle bend. You know, circle bend's trash can. Cheers. I hope everybody has their sun kissed. So Eleanor, this one is for you, and I hope you're still on there. Oh, girl, I wish you lived close to me because, you know, they say if you want to have a good time, take a Sag. So, girl, come visit. We'll have fun. So this one is for Eleanor. I'm going to do a situational for you, Eleanor. And you tell me when to stop shuffling. So, I'm sorry that you don't feel like you know how to have fun anymore, Gina. That hurts me. Because if you were close to me, you would have a ball. We would be having a lot of fun all the time. Because you charming. You be like getting the people and I'd be like entertaining them. That's what we'd be doing. We'd have our own show. And Eleanor, this is for you, my love. My beautiful Cancer friend. And you tell me when to stop, Eleanor. Oop, shuffle 3 times. Ooh, that wasn't a good shuffle. Okay. Shuffle 3 times. Okay. Starting now. Thinking about Eleanor. Okay, universe. What's her situation? 1. Normally I let y'all pick your own deck, but I was using this one. 2. So, 3. Okay. Do you want me to, you do have some beautiful girls. You do. Beautiful, beautiful women, young women. Beautiful. They were just, wow. I was blown away on how pretty they are. And I'm sure that they are strong and amazing individuals. But, okay, so do you want me to cut it, Eleanor? Do you want me to cut the deck after I've shuffled it 3 times, or just go? As is. Okay, here we go. Situation. Ooh. You have the Sun card. I love the Sun card. It's like one of my favorite cards. I wish that was my Major Arcana card, but it's not. I wish it was. The Sun card, and this is reversed, so it tells me that sometimes you feel like your opportunities are dwindling or you don't have them. They're not presenting themselves. Personally, I think there's always opportunities, personally. I think sometimes we don't hear them because sometimes they knock ever so lightly. So for you, I feel like your opportunities you feel like are dwindling or are not what you think they are. You know, you are a very talented woman and you have a lot of patience. Wow, I am amazed on how talented you are. So you should be like busy all the time just doing what you love, which is quilting, I think. So there's, I mean, a lot of people don't quilt and a lot of people don't appreciate the art and the time that it goes into doing that. I know what goes into it because I have tried it. It is not my cup of tea. My stitches are not the same. It is not my cup of tea. But your opportunities are there. They're just knocking very, very lightly. And I know we want the best for our kids. And sometimes our kids want the best for us too, especially when they're grown. What's working against you, girl? It is a minor. It is reversed as well as the Sun. Is sometimes you're not standing your ground. You're just, like, okay, okay, I will, I will, I will. Or you're just not standing your ground. You're not saying what's really on your mind. You're not speaking up. So you got to speak up. It's like, I don't know if you can see that or not, but he's got tape across his mouth, or like a mummy or something. He's got a finger going there. Shh, shh. I can't say that. I can't say that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And you should, because that is working against you. So you should. And you should not let people take advantage either. And I think they do. They take advantage of your good nature. Now, you also have the 8 of Swords, also a minor. So these are equal in strength. So this is saying, and it's reversed, so you're not trapped. You know how to cut the cord. You know how to cut it. You know how to say and do what you need to do to stand up for yourself. You're just not doing it. I think that you're afraid you'll alienate somebody or you'll hurt their feelings. Well, sometimes feelings need to be hurt so they can straighten the shit up, They got to do it. So cut that tape off of your mouth and say something. Say how you really feel. You a Cancer, girl. Say how you really feel. And what you need to do about it is you got Judgment. And it is a Major Arcana card at the end. of this. And, cancers, you guys, I love you so much, but you worry about what everybody else thinks of you. And you know what? Don't. It doesn't matter. Really doesn't. Some people will love you like I do. Some people will not. Some people are jealous. Some people are not. Kids especially can be hard. And we got to let them be them. But we still have to stick up for ourselves. And we still have to not worry about their judgment. They'll figure it out. Karma's a bitch. And karma's good too. You get good karma, you get bad karma. Stop worrying about it. You're a wonderful human being, in my opinion. And I believe that if somebody is taking advantage or doesn't have a high opinion of you, I think that's their problem, not yours. So what you need to do about it is don't worry about what everybody else is thinking of you. It's none of your business what they think. And it doesn't matter what they think. Because you know what? When it all comes down to the end of the day, it's what you think. If you feel like you've done the right thing, then guess what? You've done the right thing. If it's burdening your heart and you feel bad about it, well, apologize. That's all you can do. And if they can be however they want to be, and there's nothing you can do about it, one way or the other, nothing you can do. So don't worry about other people's judgment at all. So that is a situational spread. So are we talking about anything else? I've got like about 15 minutes left. So is there anybody else out there listening or tuning in or wanting to say anything? Or Eleanor, do you have anything else to say? Or Gina or anybody? And I know that there was, I don't know if it was Terry or Jackie that watched my channel and listen to my lives or listen to them later. For BB the dog, sure. I'll pull a card for the dog. BB the poodle. I remember my sister had one named BB. He was a full-size poodle. Let's see what's going on with BB. Universe. BB the dog. Part of the family, BB. Furry part of the family. Okay. This one. That's all you got to say about BB? Two? All right, let's shuffle one more time. BB. Oh. I'm going to say this before I do any more shuffling, but I have a friend who is blind, and he's a Cancer, by the way. It's a June Cancer, but he's a male. So anyway, he's blind, and believe it or not, when I did the protest, he's the one that took the videos. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, he can see a little, but not a lot. And I'm telling you that if the dog does go blind in one eye, you'll still love it. It'll still be BB. Just won't be able to see as well. So I'm going to say that. Just June talking. That's not what the card said, but that's just what I'm saying. And he helped me fix my daughter's car. and he's blind. I am just amazed at what other senses have taken up for a blind person. Okay, is that all you have to say? I'm thinking universe is telling me that I done told you what it's wanting to say. Well, let's see. There is promise though. There's promise for her. I think it's a her, BB. There's promise for BB. You know, I don't think you guys need to give up. Maybe it was just the wrong dose or the wrong medicine. You know, dogs can't say what hurts, what doesn't. Cats can't either. I had a cat that had um, diabetes, or and I had to give it insulin all the time. And I never knew when it was hurting or when it wasn't hurting, or if I was giving it too much or too little. And you know, Festus, he did die, and he's buried in our little pet cemetery, which is fine. You know, he watches over me. I know he does. So it's all good, but there is promise for BB. I think that, you know, there, with time and the right care, I believe she'll gain some of her sight back. And if not, maybe another instinct, smell, or something will kick in. Um, she also got the full card, which you did too, which is kind of funny. Hers is reversed. So this is this is talking about, you know, I think that BB is trying in her dog way to heal herself. Um, and I think that, you know, she's paying attention with her other senses so she doesn't fall off the cliff, you know. So I really believe that she is working with her other senses, her other sensory senses, to help her navigate through this. And sometimes, you know, when you catch a dog eating a certain food or eating something that you think they shouldn't, they know instinctively maybe what will help them. I don't know if she likes carrots, but maybe mix it in there with it. Helps Bugs Bunny. And you know, she got another major, and sometimes, you know, you gotta light the way. And she's trying to light the way, and she's trying to do it without vision. And I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty awesome that some of her other sensories are kicking in. And sometimes you got to walk a journey alone, too. You know, so BB got two majors right there. And the last one is the Knight of Cups. It is reversed. So the dog loves you guys. BB loves you guys. She doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to go anywhere. And she doesn't care whether she can't see. She knows who you are. She can smell you. She can do stuff. She might run into stuff. But it's okay. She's not taking action. She's like, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. You know? Everybody else is worried, but I'm okay. I'm okay. It's going to fix itself, or I'm going to get it fixed, or you're going to fix it for me. But I'm okay. I'm okay with where I am. So I think that BB is okay for where she is. So I love that. She loves food. Doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. So do I. It used to show. I've released a lot of weight into the wilderness, so hopefully BB doesn't find it. But I think that she is okay. I think that her other sensories are picking up, and you know, I might give her some more carrots if it's me. And I know that, sometimes it can be expensive for vet bills. Trust me, I know. I spent a lot of money on Festus, trying to make him better, and it didn't help. But anyway, I think that BB is good. And I hope that anybody else that's out there watching and subscribing to my channel, I hope that her TB is month. A lot of her TB is month. LOL. Okay. I don't understand. Typo. Whoa. Okay. Maybe that's why I don't understand. I'm telling you, I'm the worst for typo. I got fat fingers, I guess. I hit all kinds of keys and I transpose, and that's why when I'm looking for the new email address, guys, I really want it to be something small, short, sweet, and easy to spell. So that it's just not, you have to punch in a bunch of numbers. People were like, Mouth of the South, Tarot Queen, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want that. I want it to be super easy to spell and rememberable, of course. Her appointment coats a lot along with the meds. I'm sure. I am sure. It's so hard, though. It's so hard. It's so hard. What's easy? Yeah, cost is, it's expensive shit. I know. Yeah. I do. I do. Kids, I got about 3 minutes, so just June for my email. Yeah. I'll probably have to put some numbers by it. Because there's probably a lot of Junes out there. So I probably have to put some numbers by it. Oh, thank you. You don't have to, but thank you. I'm glad to do it for you. I mean, you have been awesome. I like your favorite number too, 633, and thank you for telling me what it means. I've been seeing 333 a lot, which means I guess I'm only half bad. Instead of 666, I'm 333, half bad. I need to look that up, but I didn't. But I have an Angels Numbers book here, and I just haven't looked it up. I've looked it up before because it's come up before, but anyway, yeah, I like the number 633. Maybe June 633 is sounds good. And I appreciate you, Gina. And you guys out there watching right now, please hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, guys. And we're hoping we will get there. I know we will. But, we got to start somewhere. So let's go. Let's try to get out there and promote this channel. It's hard to say website, but it's a channel. You can tell I'm old. Anyway, so it's okay. I'm not old. I'm on another level. That's what I am. So anyways, guys, I appreciate your time. I appreciate y'all listening to me and being a part of my life, even though we're not in the same area. Thank you very much for allowing me into your lives and allowing me to give my nuggets of wisdom, as Eleanor would say, which I really like. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys with all my heart, and I hope that you guys will continue to be a part of my life, whether we get 10,000 subscribers or not. But I think we will. I think we'll get there. We're trying. That's all we can do, right? And it takes a village. honestly, for everything, it takes a village, and it takes more than one mouth to get anything done. That's for real. It does, especially in the White House. Yes, I put that in my last description on um, my last live. I put that on there. Um, oh no, I haven't done it yet. So I haven't put it on there, but I wrote it down to do it so that I won't forget it. Because, sometimes my life gets a little crazy and I've got to, whew, I got to pull some of them irons out of the fire. It's like I said, I've only got a leaf and a half on my curtain. I need to get working on that. And I did finally pass that one practice exam that I was kept flunking, which is cool. But I've been trying to study some too. But anyway, I've got to go, guys. It's been a joy and a delight, as always, to hopefully help people and hopefully give some knowledge on some of the horoscopes. I didn't get through them all, but I let people know what's up there, So, with all that being said, y'all stay mystical. I gotta run. Bye.